Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Greetings, dear friends and Dharma practitioners from all over the world who are listening to my teaching today. Today, I want to share with you a topic that can truly transform your life and bring you real freedom. How to let go of attachment. True freedom begins here. Attachment is one of the deepest roots of human suffering. We cling tightly to many things: money, fame, relationships, our body, our opinions, and even the image we have of ourselves. When these things change or are taken away, we feel pain, anxiety, anger, or despair. But if we learn how to release attachment, we can discover a genuine freedom that comes from within, a freedom that no one can take away. Let me speak plainly. Attachment is not the same as love or care. Love wishes the other person happiness and freedom. Attachment, however, is rooted in fear: fear of loss, fear of change, fear of not being in control. Because of this fear, we try to hold on tightly, and when life inevitably shifts, suffering arises. In everyday life, attachment shows up in many forms. Some people cling to money, believing it will give them security and happiness. They worry constantly about losing it, about not having enough, or about others taking it away. Others cling to romantic love, fearing that if the person leaves, their world will collapse. Some cling to status and reputation, constantly comparing themselves to others and feeling insecure when they fall short. Even our own thoughts and beliefs can become objects of attachment. We hold on to "I must be right" so tightly that any disagreement feels like a threat. All these forms of clinging have one thing in common: they place our happiness and sense of safety on things outside ourselves that we cannot fully control. And because everything in life is impermanent, when those things change or disappear, pain follows. The good news I want to share with you today is this: we all have the ability to let go of attachment. Letting go does not mean becoming indifferent, uncaring, or irresponsible. It means keeping love, keeping effort, and keeping responsibility, but without letting our mind be bound and tormented when things change. The process of letting go is gentle and gradual. It is not about forcing ourselves to release everything at once. It begins with honest, kind observation, simply noticing when attachment is present in our mind. Right now, what am I clinging to? This simple act of awareness is already the beginning of freedom. In the following parts, I will guide you through practical steps to recognize attachment in daily life and how to release it little by little with wisdom and compassion. We will look at attachment in relationships, in work, in self-image, and in our thoughts. Together, we will learn how to live with love and responsibility while remaining free inside. Let us now look more deeply into the true nature of attachment and why it causes so much suffering in our lives. Attachment is not a simple emotion. It is a strong mental habit in which we believe that our happiness and security depend entirely on something outside ourselves. We cling to money because we think it will protect us. We cling to relationships because we fear loneliness. We cling to status and reputation because we are afraid of being unseen or unimportant. We even cling to our own opinions and beliefs, convinced that they must be right. All these forms of clinging share one common root: fear. Fear of loss, fear of change, fear of not being in control. Because of this fear, we try to hold on tightly to people, things, and ideas, hoping they will give us lasting happiness. But life is impermanent. Everything changes. When the object of our attachment shifts or disappears, suffering arises immediately. Let me give you some clear examples from daily life so you can see how attachment works. Many people tie their sense of security to money. They believe that having more money will make them safe and happy. Yet even when they have money, they worry constantly about losing it, about others taking advantage of them, or about not having enough for the future. The mind becomes trapped in endless anxiety. This is attachment to wealth. In romantic relationships, attachment often appears as possessiveness. A person may love their partner deeply, but fear of losing them turns that love into control, jealousy, and constant worry. They check messages, demand reassurance, or try to limit the other person's freedom. When the relationship ends or changes, the pain is intense because they had placed their entire happiness in that one person. This is attachment to love. With self-image and reputation, attachment shows up as comparison and insecurity. Someone may feel worthless if they are not as successful, as beautiful, or as popular as others. They spend their energy trying to prove their value to the world, constantly seeking approval. When praise is missing or criticism appears, they suffer deeply. This is attachment to ego and status. Even our thoughts and opinions can become objects of strong attachment. We hold on to, "I am right," so tightly that any differing view feels like a personal attack. This mental clinging makes the mind rigid, defensive, and closed to new understanding. All these attachments have one thing in common. They place our happiness and peace in things we cannot fully control. Since everything in life is impermanent, when those things change or are lost, suffering follows naturally. The good news is that we all have the capacity to let go of attachment. Letting go does not mean we stop loving, stop caring, or stop making effort. It means we keep love and responsibility, but we stop letting our mind be chained and tormented by fear of change. Letting go is a gentle, gradual process based on wisdom and compassion. It does not require forceful suppression. It begins with honest, kind observation. When we notice attachment arising, we simply recognize it without harsh judgment. Right now, I am clinging to this. This simple act of clear seeing already starts to loosen the grip. In the coming parts, I will guide you through practical steps to recognize attachment in different areas of life, relationships, work, self-image, and daily thoughts, and how to release it little by little with gentleness and wisdom. We will learn how to live with full love and responsibility while remaining free inside. Let us now look more closely at how attachment shows up in our everyday life and how we can begin to recognize it clearly, moment by moment. Attachment is not always loud or obvious. It often hides in small habits, quiet worries, and automatic reactions that we barely notice. The more clearly we can see it, the easier it becomes to let it go. So today, I will guide you to recognize attachment in the most common areas of daily life. Let us start with money and material things. Many people believe that having more money will finally make them safe and happy. They work hard, save carefully, and worry constantly about losing what they have or not having enough for the future. Even when they have enough, the mind still feels restless, always planning, always protecting. This is attachment to security through wealth. It creates a background of low-level anxiety that follows them everywhere. Next, let us look at relationships. Attachment here is very common and often very painful. A person may love their partner deeply, yet constantly worry, "What if they leave me? What if they love someone else more?" This fear leads to checking messages, seeking reassurance, or trying to control the other person's time and freedom. The love that began as joy slowly turns into tension and suffering. This is attachment to love. With children, parents often cling tightly out of care. They worry about their child's future, their safety, their success. While care is beautiful, when it becomes fear and control, it turns into attachment. The parent may push too hard, become overly protective, or feel devastated when the child makes choices different from their expectations. This kind of clinging can make both parent and child suffer. In the area of self-image and reputation, attachment appears as constant comparison. Someone may scroll through social media and feel inadequate because others seem more successful, more beautiful, or more admired. They work not only for the joy of doing good work, but to prove their worth to others. When praise is missing or criticism appears, they feel crushed. This is attachment to the idea of who they think they should be. Even our own thoughts and opinions can become objects of strong attachment. We hold on to, "This is how things should be," or "My way is the right way." When someone disagrees, we feel threatened or angry. This mental clinging makes the mind rigid and closed, preventing growth and understanding. I want you to see that all these forms of attachment have one thing in common. They place our happiness and peace in things we cannot fully control. Money can be lost, people can change, reputation can fade, and our thoughts are constantly shifting. When we tie our well-being to impermanent things, suffering is inevitable. The good news is that we do not need to fight attachment or force it away. We only need to see it clearly. The moment we recognize, "I am clinging right now," the grip already begins to loosen. This gentle seeing is the beginning of freedom. In daily life, you can start practicing this recognition in very simple ways. When you notice yourself worrying about money, pause and softly ask, "Am I attaching my happiness to this?" When jealousy or comparison arises, pause and ask, "Am I attaching my worth to how others see me?" When fear of losing someone appears, pause and ask, "Am I trying to hold on to this person out of fear?" Each honest pause is a moment of freedom. This practice does not require long meditation sessions. It can be done while driving, while cooking, while working, or while talking with family. Every moment of the day becomes an opportunity to see attachment and gently let it go. As we become more skilled at recognizing attachment, we also begin to see the difference between healthy care and unhealthy clinging. Healthy care is full of love and responsibility but remains open and free. Unhealthy clinging is full of fear and tightness. The more we see this difference, the more naturally we choose freedom. I will share very practical methods to release attachment step by step in relationships, work, and daily thoughts, so that letting go becomes a gentle, sustainable habit rather than a struggle. Let us now move into very practical, step-by-step methods that you can use every day to gently release attachment and experience more freedom in your life. Letting go of attachment is not about forcing yourself to stop caring. It is about learning to care deeply while remaining free inside. The methods I will share are simple, gentle, and can be practiced in the middle of your normal daily activities, while working, while being with family, while driving, or even while resting. The first and most powerful method is clear seeing. Whenever you notice tension, worry, jealousy, or a strong desire arising, pause for a moment and softly ask yourself, what am I attaching to right now? You do not need to analyze or judge. Just name it honestly in your mind. I am attaching to money. I am attaching to this person's approval, or I am attaching to being right. This simple act of honest recognition is already the beginning of freedom. The moment you see attachment clearly, its power starts to weaken. The second method is remembering impermanence. When you feel yourself clinging tightly to something, gently remind yourself, this too is impermanent. It can change at any time. You can say it silently or even whisper it. This reminder does not make you sad. It helps you loosen your grip and return to the present moment with more peace. Over time, this simple reminder becomes a natural reflex that protects your mind from unnecessary suffering. The third method is replacing attachment with compassion. When you notice you are clinging to a person or a situation, gently shift your focus from, I need this to be happy, to, may this person be happy and free. For example, instead of fearing the loss of a loved one, you can silently wish, may you be well and happy, whatever path you choose. This small shift transforms clinging into genuine love and frees your heart. In relationships, you can practice letting go by giving the other person space while still showing care. Love them fully, but do not try to control their choices or emotions. Support them, but allow them to walk their own path. This balance of love and freedom is the most beautiful form of relationship. At work, practice letting go by doing your best with full effort, but releasing the need for a specific outcome. Prepare well, focus completely on the task, and then let the result be what it is. This attitude reduces stress and actually helps you perform better because your mind is calmer. With your own thoughts and opinions, practice letting go by observing them lightly. When a strong opinion arises, notice it and say to yourself, this is just a thought. It is not the absolute truth. This gentle observation prevents you from becoming rigid or defensive. Another very helpful daily practice is to end each day with a short reflection. Before going to sleep, take 1 or 2 minutes to review the day and ask yourself, where did I cling today? Where can I loosen my grip tomorrow? This evening reflection helps the mind release the day's attachments and prepares it for a more peaceful sleep. Remember that letting go is a gradual process. Some attachments will release quickly, while others may take longer. Be patient and kind with yourself. Every small moment of letting go is a victory. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be sincere and keep returning to the practice. As you continue this way, you will gradually feel a new sense of lightness and freedom inside. You will still love, still work hard, still take responsibility, but you will no longer carry the heavy burden of fear and clinging. This is the true freedom that begins the moment you start to let go. Let us now explore how to apply the practice of letting go of attachment in the most common and challenging areas of daily life, relationships, work, and our own thoughts and emotions. Let us begin with relationships, which is where attachment often causes the deepest pain. When we love someone, it is natural to care for them. But when care turns into clinging, fear enters the relationship. We start worrying, what if they leave me? What if they love someone else? What if they change? This fear makes us control, demand, or hold on too tightly. The love that once brought joy slowly turns into tension and suffering. The way to let go in relationships is to shift from, I need you to make me happy, to, I wish you happiness and freedom. You can still love deeply, support, and be close to the person, but you release the need to possess or control them. This does not make the relationship weaker, it actually makes it healthier and more beautiful. Love with freedom is much stronger and more peaceful than love with clinging. In practice, when you feel fear or jealousy rising, pause and take a few conscious breaths. Gently remind yourself, this person is not mine to own. They have their own path. Then silently wish them well. May you be happy and free. This small shift from fear to well-wishing is a powerful act of letting go. Over time, your love becomes lighter, more generous, and less painful. Next, let us look at attachment in work and career. Many people tie their sense of self-worth and security to their job, position, or achievements. They work hard not only out of responsibility, but because they believe success will make them safe and valuable. When things go well, they feel proud. When challenges or failure come, they feel devastated. This is attachment to success and status. The way to let go here is to do your best with full effort, but release the need for a specific result. Prepare thoroughly, focus completely on the task, and then let the outcome be what it is. Before starting work each day, you can silently say, I will give my best today. The result is not entirely in my hands. This attitude reduces anxiety and actually helps you perform better because your mind is calmer and clearer. When you face criticism or failure at work, instead of collapsing into self-doubt or anger, pause and ask, what can I learn from this? Treat the experience as a teacher rather than a threat. This gentle shift from clinging to learning turns difficulties into opportunities for growth. Now, let us address attachment to our own thoughts and opinions, which is one of the most subtle and stubborn forms. We often hold on to, I am right, or, my way is the best way, so tightly that any disagreement feels like an attack. This mental clinging makes us defensive, rigid, and closed to new understanding. The practice here is light observation. When a strong opinion or judgment arises, simply notice it and softly say to yourself, this is just a thought. It is not the absolute truth. You do not need to fight the thought or suppress it. Just see it clearly and let it be. This gentle seeing creates space in the mind and prevents you from being controlled by your thoughts. You can practice this throughout the day. While having a conversation, if you feel the urge to argue or prove your point, pause and observe, am I attaching to being right now? This awareness alone often softens the need to win and opens the door to real listening and understanding. All these practices, in relationships, work, and thoughts, share the same gentle principle. See the attachment clearly, remember impermanence, and choose to loosen your grip with kindness. You do not need to do everything at once. Pick one area today and practice for a few moments. Tomorrow, you can add another. Little by little, the heavy chains of attachment will become lighter, and you will begin to taste the sweet freedom that comes from inside. Let us now look at how to make the practice of letting go of attachment a natural and sustainable part of your daily life, so it becomes effortless rather than a constant struggle. The secret to lasting change is not intensity, but consistency and gentleness. You do not need to sit for hours in meditation or make dramatic life changes. You only need to bring a little more awareness and kindness into the ordinary moments you already have. When you do this day after day, letting go gradually becomes your natural way of being. One of the most effective ways to build this habit is to create small daily anchors. Every morning, take just 1 minute after waking up to set a clear and simple intention. You can silently say, today, I will notice when I am clinging, and I will gently try to let go. This short morning intention plants a seed in your mind that helps you stay aware throughout the day. During the day, use ordinary activities as reminders. While drinking your first cup of water or coffee, pause and ask yourself, what am I holding on to right now? While commuting, instead of scrolling on your phone, use the time to observe your thoughts and gently release any tension you notice. While eating, bring full attention to the meal and let go of worries about the past or future. These small pauses turn routine moments into opportunities for freedom. Another powerful daily practice is the evening reflection. Before going to sleep, take 2 or 3 minutes to review the day lightly. Ask yourself, where did I cling today? Where did I manage to let go? Do not judge yourself. Simply notice with kindness. This gentle review helps the mind release the day's attachments and prepares it for a more peaceful sleep. When strong attachment arises, for example, when you feel intense worry, jealousy, or the need to control, use the pause and name technique. Stop what you are doing for a few seconds, take a conscious breath, and softly name what is happening. This is attachment to approval. This is fear of loss, or, This is clinging to being right. Naming it clearly reduces its power and creates space for a wiser response. You can also use compassion as a gentle helper in the process of letting go. When you notice yourself clinging, instead of fighting the feeling, offer yourself kindness. It's okay to feel this. I'm learning to let go. Then, extend that kindness outward by wishing well for the person or situation you are attached to. May you be happy and free. This movement from fear to well-wishing is one of the most effective ways to release attachment. In relationships, practice letting go by giving the other person space while still showing care. Love them fully, support them sincerely, but release the need to control their choices or emotions. In work, do your best with full effort, but let go of the need for a specific outcome. Prepare thoroughly, focus completely, and then allow the result to unfold naturally. In your own mind, when a strong opinion or judgment arises, observe it lightly and remind yourself, this is just a thought passing through. As you continue this way, day after day, you will gradually feel a new sense of lightness inside. The heavy burden of fear and clinging will become lighter. You will still love, still work hard, still take responsibility, but you will no longer carry the unnecessary weight of attachment. This is the true freedom that begins the moment you start to let go. Remember, this is a gentle journey. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate every small moment of awareness and letting go. The more consistently you practice, the more naturally freedom will arise in your heart. Let us now bring everything together and look at the beautiful benefits and lasting transformations that naturally arise when we sincerely practice letting go of attachment in daily life. When you begin to let go of attachment, even in small ways, profound changes start to happen inside you and in your outer life. The first and most immediate benefit is a growing sense of lightness in your heart. The constant background tension, worry, and fear that many of us carry every day begins to dissolve. In its place, a gentle calm and spaciousness appear. You stop fighting with life so much and start flowing with it more easily. This inner lightness then begins to touch your relationships. Family members and friends feel the difference. Conversations become warmer and more open because you are no longer trying to control or hold on so tightly. Disagreements lose their sharp edge. You are able to love people fully while giving them the freedom to be themselves. The whole atmosphere of your home and close relationships becomes more peaceful and harmonious. At work and in daily responsibilities, you will notice you can still work hard and care deeply, but you are no longer controlled by outcomes. You prepare thoroughly, give your best effort, and then let the results be what they are. This attitude reduces stress and anxiety dramatically. Paradoxically, when you stop clinging to results, you often perform better because your mind is clearer and more focused. Another wonderful benefit is increased resilience. When challenges, loss, criticism, or unexpected changes come, you are better able to meet them with calmness and clarity. Because your heart is no longer tightly bound by attachment, you recover more quickly and learn more deeply from life's difficulties. You begin to see change not as a threat, but as a natural part of life. You will also experience a deeper and more stable happiness that does not depend on external conditions. True joy arises from inside when the mind is free from clinging. You discover that you can feel content and peaceful even when things are not perfect, because your happiness is no longer tied to things that can be taken away. Perhaps the greatest gift of all is the sense of inner freedom. You still love, you still care, you still take responsibility, but you are no longer a prisoner of fear. You can give your love freely without the heavy burden of, I must have this to be happy. This freedom brings a quiet but profound joy that many people spend their whole lives searching for. I want to be very honest with you. The path of letting go is not always easy. There will be days when attachment feels strong and old habits return. There will be moments when you forget everything we have discussed and fall back into worry or clinging. This is completely normal. Please do not judge yourself when this happens. Simply notice it with kindness, smile at your own humanity, and gently return to the practice. Every time you catch yourself and choose to let go again, you are strengthening the muscle of freedom inside you. The important thing is not to be perfect, but to be sincere and consistent. Even if you only manage to let go in one small moment each day, that moment is precious. Over time, these small moments accumulate and create a profound transformation in your life. This is the simple yet powerful practice I have wanted to share with you today. Learning to let go of attachment so that true freedom can begin right here, in this very life. You do not need to become a different person. You only need to bring a little more awareness and gentleness into the moments you already have. I sincerely hope that after listening to this teaching, you will feel inspired to begin or deepen your own practice of letting go. Start small. Start today. One worry released, one comparison dropped, one moment of clinging noticed and gently let go. These small seeds, watered with patience and sincerity, will grow into a beautiful garden of freedom and peace in your heart. Finally, dear friends, we have come to the last part of this teaching. Let me bring everything together and leave you with some warm, encouraging words and a sincere prayer from my heart. We have explored what attachment is, how it causes suffering in so many areas of life, and how we can gently begin to let it go through awareness, wisdom, and compassion. We have seen that letting go does not mean becoming cold, indifferent, or irresponsible. It means keeping love, keeping care, and keeping responsibility, but freeing our heart from the heavy chains of fear and clinging. The most important message I want you to remember is this: true freedom is possible, and it begins right here, in this moment, with the life you already have. You do not need to wait for perfect conditions. You do not need to become a completely different person. You only need to bring a little more awareness and gentleness into the ordinary moments of your day. Every time you notice yourself worrying, comparing, or trying to control something, you have a precious opportunity. Pause, breathe, and gently ask yourself, what am I clinging to right now? That simple act of seeing is already the beginning of freedom. With time and consistent practice, the grip of attachment will loosen, and you will begin to taste a quiet, stable peace that no outer circumstance can take away. I know the path is not always easy. There will be days when attachment feels strong and old habits return. There will be moments when you forget everything we have discussed and fall back into worry or clinging. Please do not judge yourself when this happens. Be kind to yourself. Simply notice what occurred, smile at your humanity, and gently return to the practice. Each time you catch yourself and choose to let go again, you are growing stronger in freedom. The benefits of this practice are both immediate and long-lasting. Your mind will feel lighter. Your heart will become warmer and more open. Your relationships will improve because you love without needing to possess. Your work will become more enjoyable because you give your best without being controlled by results. You will experience a deep, stable happiness that does not depend on external success or possessions. Most importantly, you will discover a sense of inner freedom that is peaceful, joyful, and truly your own. This is the simple yet profound path I have wanted to share with you today. It does not ask you to change your entire life overnight. It only invites you to bring a little more awareness and kindness into the moments you already have. If you do this consistently, even in small ways, the transformation will happen naturally and beautifully. Before we end, I would like to offer this sincere prayer from my heart for all of you. May you recognize attachment when it arises and gently learn to let it go. May your heart become lighter, freer, and filled with genuine love. May you live with full care and responsibility, yet without the burden of clinging. May you experience the deep peace and joy that come from true inner freedom. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering and find lasting happiness. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Thank you, dear friends, for listening to my teaching today with an open heart. I am truly grateful for this opportunity to share these words with you. Please keep these teachings in your heart and try to practice them gently in your daily life, even if you start with very small steps. I wish each and every one of you a life filled with mindfulness, compassion, wisdom, and true inner freedom. May you be well, happy, and at peace wherever you are. I look forward to sharing more teachings with you in the next Dharma talk. Until then, may you walk gently and kindly on this beautiful path of letting go. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.